Wait,
Yep.
you are live. All right. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are streaming live on YouTube and live on Instagram as well. I'll try my best to see any questions you guys have, but it'd be a lot easier if you guys head on over to YouTube. You know what I'm saying? So I can see you guys there. Oh, let me actually lower the volume so I don't hear myself on the TV as well. But yeah, you guys, if you guys have questions, I'll try to answer them on Instagram. But it would be easier if you guys head on over to YouTube. Welcome to another episode of For the Town Podcast Surprise Emergency Podcast Emergency episode. I feel like we had to do one. Like I feel like so much has been happening for us to wait till Sunday. I feel like we just have to get it out the way now. But first and foremost, I just want to introduce my co-host.
Manny, what's going on, y'all? I hope y'all having a great night.
Likewise, bro. How you been doing so far? How's life going for you? Just a quick check-in before we start.
Life is great, man. Can't complain. Enjoying this heat wave that we got going on. But yeah, everything's great. Can't complain.
That's dope, bro. I'm happy to hear that. I mean, me myself, life has been life and really hard, bro. It's been a crazy past 24 hours. I'm not gonna lie. I've been taking care of my partner. She's a little bit sick. Then I've been adventuring with my daughter this whole week to work. We've been commuting. That's been really fun though. Like taking my daughter to work has been a really fun experience. Like just multitasking so much, and then being at an undisclosed location. By the way, I don't know if you guys noticed my background's a little bit different. I'm in a undisclosed location right now, and yeah, man, I just couldn't wait to do this podcast. I was
Yeah.
gonna go on an epic rant the other day when I heard about LeBron leaving, and I was like, I'll just save it for the pod. You even told me like, yo, save it, like save some for the podcast. I was like, all right, it's some good content. Like, let me just wait till then. But yeah, man, where you want to get started? There's so much to talk about, bro. Like, where do you want to start?
Let's talk about obviously. Let's talk about free agency. Who's uh who's who's uh brought to you the most attention so far?
Yeah, bro. I mean, I'm gonna start. Shout outs to Game Boy Harold, by the way, who said Mr. Julius, and then also with the salute. Thank you so much for showing up. Thanking everybody in general that's been here. But yeah, I'm gonna get started with LeBron, bro. Like I'm so happy, bro. We're finally done with this sorry ass franchise. And it's the first time in my life, bro. I never thought about doing this, but it's the first time in my life I wanted to grab my Lakers jersey and set it on fire. And I might do it. I might do it. I might do it. I might be
Ooh.
one of those fans. I got a Laker jersey from my partner that she went out her way to gift me one. So that one I won't do. I'll always preserve that one. But I have a other one and I'm thinking about it, bro. But
They're gonna
I'm
be
happy. Yeah, I'm happy he's gone, bro. Like I honestly, I feel like Laker fans and however you guys feel about it, I don't care. But I just feel like Laker fans are so ungrateful. This man delivered a chip, and I understand like everybody wants to say, "Oh, it's a bubble title," and it doesn't count. But there's something that has to be said for like your mental health and what you go through like, in isolation, bro. Like everybody played under the same rules. Everyone was going through the same thing, and they. I feel if anything, it was probably one of the hardest rings to get. And I just feel like no matter what LeBron did in the Lake Show, like those fans, it's always going to be Kobe's team. So I feel he's justified in leaving. I think the mission was completed. He gave the city everything he could. He tried his best. Um, I will discuss a bit later, like options of where he can go now. But for now, in terms of the question we're asking, is just what was it the right move for LeBron and the Lakers? I'd say it's the right move. What do you think?
Uh, I think too. I think it was about time. I think at this point it was already dragging on. Just him being in LA. I think the last two seasons it dragged on even more because he was playing with his son. So yeah, I think it was already time for him to pack it up and go somewhere. I mean, we didn't know what was these last few seasons. We didn't know what was gonna happen. Whether he was gonna continue playing, which obviously he did, or he was gonna retire because he's already past 20 years playing in the league. So obviously we don't know, and obviously for next season we know that he's still gonna play. Now the question is where he's gonna play, and today specifically I've been hearing a lot about LeBron and the Knicks. I don't know if you've been hearing that. I've been hearing that a lot today. So I have mixed feelings about that. Actually, I have very mixed feelings about Knicks and LeBron.
But so tell us, like, what do you, if you're LeBron, right? Or let's just say right now you're in the same room as LeBron and you want to pitch to LeBron, hey, come to our team, or you don't want him in your team. Let me hear what you got to say about that.
I have mixed feelings. I say I have mixed feelings because I don't. It's not. It has nothing to do with his age. Obviously, age has not stopped that man. It hasn't stopped him. And my thing, and I said it earlier in the post that I posted today. I'm a big chemistry guy. So the chemistry that the Knicks got, is a great chemistry. I think that's one of the reasons why they won this year. I just don't know if LeBron will fit in that locker room. I just don't know because I feel like when LeBron goes to a team, it's his team. And I think LeBron, if let's just say, if he was to come to the Knicks, he would have to understand that that is not his team. That is Jalen Brunson's team. Jalen Brunson was the one that dropped 45 points in Game 5 against the Spurs. It wasn't LeBron James. So LeBron would have to understand that. And also, LeBron will also have to understand that you're close to retirement. So it's definitely not your team. You know what I'm saying? So I think if, let's just say, we was to add LeBron, it would be great, as in, he can still play. He's very athletic. He's still very explosive at his age. Like he's a guy that would definitely help you compete. But my biggest question, like I said, would be the chemistry. He would have to come to an understanding that it's not about what you say, is about what Jalen Brunson's the leader of that team, and you have to listen to the coach because there's been times in the past where Braun is not happy with a coach and he wants a coach fired. It's not like that. Where New York is happy with Mike Brown. He came here the first year. There was an expectation, and they did what they needed to do. He did what needed to be done as a coach. You know what I'm saying? So LeBron can't come here and think that, oh, he could run the show. This is not the LeBron show. This is the New York Knicks. And if this is anybody's show, this is a Jalen Brunson show. Jalen Brunson's the one that helped us bring the chip here to New York, not LeBron. LeBron had a chance to do that 15, 16 years ago, and he didn't want to do it. So he's more than welcome to come. He could come. He's more than. I would love to see Caesar in a Knicks jersey. I would love to see that. I would pay to see that because I know Caesar doesn't like the Knicks. I know before they won the chip, he was clowning my Knicks. He was love CJ McCollum. He's cooking the Knicks. I remember that. Don't think I didn't forget you posting that. And I would love to see Caesar in a Knicks jersey. But LeBron has to come to the understanding this is not his show. So we're going to see. I don't know. I heard a lot of things that Knicks are interested. He's willing to take the veteran minimum. That is not for him. It's not about the money. It's about going out winning. So we're gonna see if you really want to go out winning. The Knicks wouldn't be a bad destination. Just make sure you come to understand that this is not your show.
No, yeah, I mean, I was with LeBron earlier today. We were talking about it. Like, so just want to shut down the rumors about going to the Knicks. Is not happening, bro. I'm sorry. If you pay attention though to this season, right? This whole LeBron show, right? This whole LeBron, this is my team. The idea of him, all this stuff. He shut that whole thing down this season. This was Luka's team. Like they asked LeBron, this season. They told LeBron, yo, we don't want you to be the first option. We don't want you to be the second option. We want you to be the third option. And LeBron said, you got it. I'm going to play my role. I'm going to do what is asked of me. So in terms of him going to a team and saying, yo, this is LeBron's teams now, I'm gonna shut that down because he this year he proved that he's not a selfish player when it comes to that. Actually, mind you, both guys that are younger than him were injured the whole entire season, and this man was the one who got them out of the first round by himself. He did get swept by the OKC, but I mean it's OKC. Like he didn't have any help. But I feel wherever he does go, instant championship contender. Because he might be like one of the most dangerous third options of all time. Like, just think about that for a sec, right? Because you're saying like if he goes to the Knicks, like he has to know his role. He's fully embraced wherever he's gonna go. He's not the number one guy. He understands. If anything, I think that's why he left the Lakers because he's like, you guys said I would be the third option, and now you have me over here doing option one things, you know. So if I'm him, I'm going back home to Cleveland because I think that's the best way to end the story. You know, is where you started, and that's like the most poetic and beautiful way to close a chapter, in my opinion. That's if like Derek Jeter for some, like let's just say for example he ever left the Yankees, like Yankee fans would be like, yo, can you please end your career back in New York? You know, luckily he's always been a one team player, but for LeBron, that's the move I would do, especially because all signs point that he is going back because he's been vacationing in Cleveland. He's been golfing over there. He reunited with the 2016 Cavalier team as well. I was there too. And yeah, like he has a lot to think about. I know another team. I don't know if you heard is this team right here, the Golden State Warriors. Um, I'm not gonna lie to you. I have mixed feelings about that one just because that's like if Alex Rodriguez joined the Red Sox, which he was gonna join before he joined the Yankees, but it just feels weird. Like it feels weird for you to go and join the team that you were going one on one against. I don't know how you feel about that, but for me, it feels a little weird. Like I yes, it's Showtime. Like it's gonna ratings is gonna be crazy. You know, like everybody's gonna tune in. Your LeBron Steph playing together, but as rivals, it kind of doesn't sit well with me. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I don't think that's a great idea. I think going back to Cleveland is where it's at. I think that's where it's gonna end for him. I always said it. I always said even before last season started. I said the story has to end in Cleveland. It just makes sense, man. And and Cleveland, they even though my Knicks handle business against Cleveland in the Eastern Conference Finals, I think the Cleveland got a good team. So I think if he goes back to Cleveland, I think it evens out the playing field in the East because now you got Philly doing upgrades, you got the Heat making upgrades. The Knicks are still gonna be competitive. Detroit's still gonna be competitive. So him going to Cleveland, going back home to Cleveland, I think that would even out the plan. I think it would be. I think all hell will break loose in the East if he goes back to Cleveland. I think that's where he's gonna go. I think if he goes to the Warriors, it's like, bro, you spent years like going back and forth with the Warriors. I know everybody knows it's not a secret. He loves playing with Steph Curry. I mean, look at them in the last Olympics. Those
Yeah,
those two together, forget about it. Just imagine if they were teammates. Now, if LeBron was to go to the Knicks too, it would be kind of wrong. It will kind of mess with his legacy because the Knicks just won a championship. So I only mentioned the Knicks and LeBron potentially being something because it's something that started swirling around, today. I don't think it's true, but I'm just saying, like, I just had to bring that out there just in case. But I think Cleveland, man, Cleveland is where it's gonna be at, man. I think that's where it has to end, man. My opinion. I think that opinion is gonna be a fact. I think
yeah,
so.
yeah. Just because I in like when you think about like everywhere that he's gone, like in terms of fan base, like Miami definitely respected him. They appreciated him, but that's still D Wade's team. Like that's Wade County. Like you're not gonna change that, right? Los Angeles, we spoke about that. That's Kobe's town. Like especially after Kobe passed away, rest in peace. Like you cannot be immortality, bro. Like you can't be somebody that passed away. Like no matter what you do, he could have went back to back. I still think Laker fans, regardless, would have been Yo, that's Kobe's team. Cleveland, bro, is the only place that embraces LeBron like he's a god, bro. Like he's their savior. And like I agree with your point. Like if the Knicks hadn't won this year, then perfect. I would say yeah, go to the Knicks, make history. But Brunson already made history, so is in like knowing LeBron so well as much as I've known him, he's big on narratives and storytelling that I don't think it would sit well with him to go join another guy that just did what he did for his city, you know? If anything, he might be like, yeah, I need to redo this for my city again and try to end on that chapter, especially because the East to me is a little bit more like easier to get, you know, even though there's been a lot of moves this season, like the East actually looks a little bit stronger now. But since you're talking about Philly, I want to transition now to the Sixers, right? Because we spoke. You made a video today. Shout outs to you for making the video about Jaylen Brown. How are you feeling about this trade, and also just your division in general? Like the Raptors are getting better. The Sixers, Boston is still there regardless of what they just did. But how do you feel about this trade?
Kudos to 76ers. Uh, that it was a big bummer for Boston. Like terrible.
Down bad, down
Boston.
absolutely.
Terrible. I don't and I don't like to talk bad about players because Paul George, in my opinion, has had a great career. But first of all, I mentioned this in I think I mentioned this in a video earlier today. There's an age difference between Jaylen Brown and Paul George, right? Like obviously Jaylen Brown is younger, more athletic, more explosive. Um and Paul George is just unfortunately he has a track record of not performing so well um in the playoffs. This last few seasons he's dealt with different injuries, you know, so those are things that I'm like I don't understand how, you know, Celtics pull that trade. I don't know, man. I don't know how they pull that trade. To me is a downgrade for Boston. Now for the Sixers, I think is a huge upgrade. I think there's still things that they need to work on. I think the biggest question mark that I have for Philly is how is all that personality going to fit and or work well in Philly, because you know Jaylen Brown did he basically wanted out of Boston because I don't know, we don't really know what was going on between JP and Boston and the front office, but there was some sort of tension going on. So, you know, we don't know if that's gonna something that's gonna happen as well in Philly, if that's gonna happen as well with his teammates. You know what I'm saying? But on paper, right now, on paper, Philly's looking dangerous. So, you know, and also is a matter of them staying healthy as well, because Joel Embiid, you know, has been dealing with injuries as well, and you know, Jaylen Brown and Maxi can't do it all by themselves. So it's there's a lot of different factors. But if I say that who won this trade, I would say Philly won this trade. I don't know what you think about this whole trade.
Bro, I thought it should have been like if the Brad Stevens, like manager of the Celtics, should be like arrested this morning, bro. Like he should be. If you're in the city of Boston, like arrest this man, because what the Sixers GM just got away with was robbery, bro. Like
What do you think is worse, the Luca trade or this Jaylen Brown trade?
that's 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 a tough one, bro, because when you look back at the Dallas trade, it doesn't look so bad just because they got Cooper Flag now.
But I say this trade is bad.
This trade is super
Is
bad.
worse
Trade is worse, yeah.
because Jaylen Brown helped them win. Luca didn't win anything in Dallas, even though I feel like eventually in Dallas it would have happened a championship down because Luca's still young. But yeah, this trade is terrible. Like,
But this trade is also terrible because just imagine, like, once again, like, imagine like the Yankees giving Derek Jeter the Red Sox. That's what this is. That's what this is. Like you're trading your rival. Like you're trading to your rival.
And in baseball, that's rare. Like in baseball, it is a lot of egos in front offices. They don't trade with rivals. That's a rare thing.
Yeah.
Like you said, that's like if Boston, the Red Sox and the Yankees traded with each other. So I found that weird too.
I
That
found that, yeah.
Philly and Boston made that trade. I found that very weird, especially that they played each other in the playoffs this past postseason.
Yeah, because I saw that when though, just to give folks a whole rundown of how this whole thing transpired, like the Celtics were eliminated by the actual Sixers actually. As soon as they got eliminated, Jaylen Brown, who's a streamer, went on stream, started talking about how this was the best season of his life. Mind you, after getting eliminated, which is kind of nasty work, throwing shots at Jason Tatum in a kind of. And then also he in that same stream he was saying like, yo, everyone's a flopper. Joel Embiid is his now new teammate. He was saying that is a flopper. So that's also kind of messy. I don't know how that conversation goes. I saw him streaming again today, and he said that the process is back. He said he was like, we've been preventing the process like when he was in Boston, but now the process is back. So I don't know if like the Celtics thought, well, let's trade him there because he's gonna throw off their chemistry. Because you were just talking about how this is LeBron's scene, right? Wherever he
You
goes.
think it's an inside job?
Yeah, Jaylen Brown's the same way. Jaylen Brown actually, that's the whole reason why he wanted to leave Boston, or why it didn't work out in Boston, was because he just couldn't come to the fact that it was Jason Tatum's team. So like I said, when it comes to the trade, I think it's a horrible trade. Like Paul George is like 80 years old, man gets injured. Like that's the first time I seen a streamer get traded for a podcaster, bro. Like I was not expecting that. Like it's just that's the world we live in these days. But I think Boston is down bad, bro. Like I just don't understand
So
the
you think that was an inside job by Boston then?
I don't know what to think, bro. I don't know what the thought process was. I
That
really
sounds
don't.
federal. I ain't gonna lie.
That you have to have an investigation, bro. Like somebody was in Brad Stevens' office, probably holding him, bro, at gunpoint, or it was maybe Jaylen Brown himself, bro. He was like, "Yo, trade me there," or I don't know, bro. I definitely would say Philly got a lot better. If I'm your Knicks, bro, I'm telling you right now, bro, it's not gonna be easy this time around. Like you got Kawhi Leonard in the Raptors now. How do you? I don't know how you feel about that. Actually, that's what I want to know from you. How do you feel now about the whole landscape of the NBA? Like, are you afraid? Like, is there any team on your radar that you like? Oh man, like this team is looking scary to us, or you're fine. You're fine in the East.
I feel like the Knicks winning the championship is the effect of all of this that's going on. I don't know if you agree with me on that. Um, Sixers definitely. But I'm not like worried because I feel like we ended the process. We ended the process. We didn't end it. We killed the process. So I don't know what JB's talking about. Um,
Mm-hmm.
he's gonna have to start a whole new process. Honestly, like call it something else. I don't know. They gotta call it something else. The Renaissance or something. I don't know. Call it something else other than the process. The process has been going on for over 10 years. We're tired of hearing it. I'm not to be honest. I'm not worried about Toronto, because Kawhi ever since he left Toronto the first time, he hasn't been healthy. Like he doesn't stay healthy. So I think I don't know, and it's every year the same thing. Even though this past season he did play more and he was more active, uh, that's still a thing that I would have on back of my mind. Uh, Miami's, obviously made their upgrades as well. Having Giannis on the team, but I'm not like worried because at the end of the day, it's like it all depends how all these guys are gonna play with each other. Like a lot of these guys is gonna be their first time playing with each other, so we don't know. Like we don't know the Knicks. Obviously, yeah, it was 53 years since we last won, but this core that we got right now, it was a lot of them. It was their second, third year playing together. So that trust, that chemistry has already been built. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of these other guys uh, that are going to new teams like JB and Giannis, we gotta see first. We gotta see first how they play, how they respond to that with their teammates on the court. You know what I mean? And then I'll probably be like, okay, I'm worried about that team. I'm more concerned about that team. I think I would be more concerned if LeBron goes to the Cleveland. If LeBron goes back to Cleveland, I'll be concerned. I think I would be concerned.
No, yeah. And so to answer your question about this is all happening because of the Knicks, I agree it is, but not in the way of like teams are assembling to take down the Knicks. I think if anything, Knicks winning this year like really further like made other teams think if they can do it, we can. Like I feel like that's the mentality. Like we're all maybe one player away from winning a chip because like the Knicks won this year. That's the way I'm kind of seeing teams looking at it, not because oh the Knicks are unstoppable and now we got to
You notice a lot of the teams that are making moves, they're going for superstars. I don't think the Knicks have a superstar. To be honest, I'm.
yeah.
It's my point. It's my thinking. Obviously, Jalen Brunson in New York is a superstar, but to the
Our
rest,
Anthony Towns is a superstar.
he's a super. Here. Every Knicks player is a superstar here, but to the league, to a lot of basketball fans, they're not considered superstars. They just consider all stars. That's what they are to a lot of people. Just all stars, just good players that happen to get along and they won a championship and they didn't give up. They persevered and the whole story. But guys like Jaylen Brown and Kawhi and Giannis, those are superstars. So you know, obviously, I think a lot of teams in the East did look at themselves and said, "Okay, we have to really like we got to do better. We got to do something about winning because obviously the Knicks did it with their core and how they did it. I know we could do it our own way and if we make certain moves. So I think the whole Knicks winning is a domino effect as to what's going because I don't remember. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't remember in recent years the East being this active in free agency. It's always been the West, 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 and this is why we've seen the West the last couple of years win championships.
No, yeah, absolutely. I agree. It definitely was a domino effect for sure, and I think like I don't like you said I don't remember, and it's crazy. I think 2016 actually was the last time I remember this. Like when KD went to the Warriors, it was like this 10 years ago, literally like this date 10 years ago. So I do think teams are gotten better. I think with Miami, like the only concerns I have is they don't have a roster yet. Like you gave away basically your whole team. I'm surprised you didn't give away the whole city of Miami to get Giannis. Um, but I think they have a lot to do still with Cleveland. Even if they get LeBron, I'm still not sure about them, and the reason why is because no matter what team you have, if you still have a coach that says analytically we were winning 3-0, but you were really getting cooked the whole series, I'm not sure that's the guy I want coaching my team. So I think that's a conversation LeBron should be having with whoever on the Cavs is making moves. Like I don't know about that one. uh,
I was laughing at that. I was when I heard
no,
that I was like, listen, it was the same thing with actually no. It was only that first game that we played them that we were losing badly and we came back. The rest of the series we were leading,
yeah,
but that was a stupid statement. Like that was so stupid. Like analytically, we were leading. We're 3-0. Obviously, and analytics don't matter because obviously the Knicks won, and I think that's something that coach he has to get out of his head.
nah, he has to go. I'm sorry, you being too nice right now. He gotta go. Like I'm sorry.
No,
If
no,
I
I want
if I was
him. I want him to stay. I want to go back to the finals next year.
Nah, so that's the only concern I have for Cleveland is the coaching. For Philly, chemistry, I think is going to be a big thing. I think depending on if Embiid is like injured all the time as usual, I think if I'm Tyrese Maxey, maybe I'm feeling like this is not Jaylen Brown's team. Like I've been here, I've been doing my thing. Like so, Philly might beat themselves. Toronto, like you said, Kawhi, if he shows up, like if he's available, then they have a shot. If he's just going to Toronto just to kind of call it a career and just chill and just get his money, then they're not going to be much of a problem. Washington is still young; they just got that new kid, but I feel like you guys are fine right now. I'm still liking your chances to like make it out again. The Pacers, like Tyrese Halliburton's coming back. Your guys is. I feel like this is the year Tyrese Halliburton is gonna like take over Trae Young's mantle of most hated player, or do you think he already is there?
Is that we're fresh off the final, so Wemby is there.
Oh, Wemby's still number one up.
No. Trey Young's still number one.
Oh, Trae Young is still number one.
He's still number one. He's still
I
number
don't know. I feel like that Tyrese Halliburton shot, like he did
one.
what Trae Young did, bro.
Yeah, no, 'cause I feel like Trey Young did too much. He did too much memorable stuff for us to easily forget. It's obviously Tyrese has done stuff too, but we're fresh off the finals, man. We're gonna forget about Wemby. I still want that Statue of Liberty gone. I don't want that there. That's from France. Right? France could take it back. We're
For
gonna
sure.
put, we're gonna put one of Kai or Brunson, somebody, one of the next starting five. But yeah, like I for me is Trey Young and then Wemby, and then
Okay.
you put Allenberg. I think you could put him there. But I feel like yeah, like I feel like it would have been bittersweet if he was playing this year and we would have beat him to get to the finals.
You
It
know,
would,
I'm thinking for next episode, bro, we gotta have a Manny's top five Gotham villains, bro, going into the NBA season, bro. We're gonna need you to do a top five countdown of who are the five villains heading into this season, or just maybe villains in general, bro. Like,
we
of
could do we could do both Yankees and Knicks.
yeah, that would be fun to do. But
We could do all time or current.
that's what I'm thinking, because current and all time would be two different lists, I would think, right? Two completely different lists, or do you think some of them would still be on both lists?
Because there's still, believe it or not, there's still like, for example, like the Yankee fans, we still don't like certain players from Boston and from other teams. You know what I mean? Like we still don't like Pedro, Veritek, those guys. We still don't like those guys. So and those guys are they've been retired. So yeah, I would be I, yeah. I think in a way I get it. It would be two separate lists, but nah, I think it's still relevant because Yankee fans hold grudges.
For sure. Well, I'll let you decide, and then on the next episode that we drop, I want to see this top five list, and then I'll. What we could do too is we could clip it and see what other Yankee New Yorkers feel about that list, bro. But speaking of just like New York teams, right? You guys lost somebody. You guys lost Mitchell Robinson. How are you feeling about that? And since we're talking about rivals, this is like Johnny Damon going from Boston to New York, bro. How are you feeling about the team he decided to go to?
I'm with a lot of Knicks fans right now. Um, I I'm not mad at him for getting his money. I think he deserved it. He made a lot of great plays, especially his final play as a Knicks. That offensive rebound that was very clutch of him. Um, if he would have signed with I don't know Orlando or I don't know even the Warriors, I don't know one of those teams. He would have signed with any of the team, the Rockets, any of those teams. I wouldn't be mad about it. I wouldn't be upset. I mean, I'm not mad, but I wouldn't be upset about it. But you chose the ops. You chose Boston, our rivals. Ah, my gosh. To me, I think he signed that contract because that was probably the team that offered him the most money. To be honest, I think I'm not mad at him though for getting his money. I mean, he deserved it. He was there with the Knicks when they were winning 16, 17 games to then helping them win a championship. But man, it's gonna be weird not seeing him there, and then when he comes to back to MSG and he's wearing that disgusting Celtics jersey, man. Man, that's gonna be tough to see. That's gonna be tough to see. Yeah, yeah.
But let
He's
me tell you
he's
this.
a different team.
Let me tell you this. I get it, right? I would be mad too, right? But what's what do you say to your Nick organization though, bro? Were they cheap? Do you think they should have like found a way to try to keep him, because it
Of
seems like they
course,
prioritize
of
Landry Shamet
course, of
instead of.
course,
I
of
would have
course.
kept Mitchell Robinson over Landry Shamet.
That's what what's crazy. I thought that's what was gonna happen. I thought that they was gonna keep Mitchell Robinson and Landry. They was gonna let him walk, but I guess we could look at it different ways. Mitchell Robinson, as great as he was this postseason run for us, especially defensively, he does have a history of injuries. So I guess that's probably was a concern of maybe paying him a lot of money and then he's gonna be injured most of the time. Landry, he did his thing off the bench, in these playoffs. I think the Knicks bench was, I think they scored the most points in recent hit in playoff history as a team from the bench. So and Landry was one of the reasons why. I mean, just coming off the bench, shooting clutch threes. I mean, you can't let that go. You know what I mean? It was tough for us to let go of Dante DiVincenzo uh 2 years ago. So letting Landry go would be kind of like, yeah, we can't let a 3 point shooter go. So yeah, I mean, me personally, I would have chose Mitch just because he's been there for a long time. He was there when this whole thing started, but yeah, I think it definitely came down to money because Landry's only making I think like 4 million a year. So
Yeah, I saw like they dropped the news, right? And then I saw Josh Hart was like, damn. And then other players started like commenting on that post from the Knicks, and Mitchell Robinson was like apologizing. He was like, the truth, hopefully the truth comes out or something. But I do think if I'm the Knicks, it's harder to replace a center than replace like a shooter or a role player.
I did say that. Um, I believe I said that a few episodes ago. That it's easier to find someone off the bench, a 3 pointer who shoots, someone who shoots 3 pointers than a center, because right now the Knicks are struggling to find a backup center. They're struggling. If they would had a plan to get a center, they would have had him already, whether it was Mitch or somebody else, and they're struggling right now. A 3 point shooter, you could find it anywhere. Like Landry, he wasn't guaranteed a spot before the season started. So obviously they found a hidden gem. You know what I'm saying? So we definitely could have found another hidden gem. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying Landry is not worth anything. I think he's very valuable to us. But Mitch is like, come on, we need somebody to back up Cat, because sometimes, as much as I love Cat, sometimes he gets into foul trouble. You know what I mean? So now they gotta go out and see who's available, who they could get, where they won't have to go past the second apron.
No, yeah, I absolutely agree with everything you said. I don't understand the Knicks in terms of like why wouldn't they have prioritized, or why didn't they keep both? Or maybe I think Cat was due for an extension. I don't know if he signed one yet, but
He
maybe.
hasn't signed one yet, but I heard that he's willing to take a pay cut too. So
So yeah, so that's odd too, because maybe there would have been some money left over there.
hmm
So I don't know. I guess they know what they won a championship, so I right now they know what they're doing. If I'm you guys, I'm like, okay, we'll see where this goes. But I wish they ran it back, because the only argument I would make against Mitch Robinson would just be the free throws. Like, they would do the hack of Mitch every time he was on the court during the playoffs. Um, so then if I'm also Boston, I'm like, why would I get Mitchell Robinson if he's also injury prone? He can't shoot free throws. So it's another kind of questionable move for the Celtics as well. Um, but yeah, man, I don't know. Is there any other moves that the Giannis trade, right? Like, what do you think about that trade? Like, were you surprised? Were you expecting him to go there? I know you said
Yeah, I was. I mean, I don't want to say I was surprised because I predicted it.
exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I predicted it. I mean, I did say that Miami was in need of a superstar, but my first initial prediction was Boston. It would have made the most sense. You know what I mean? I think that if Boston would have traded to get Giannis, I think that would have been a better trade than what they just did right now. Um, yeah, I don't know what happened there. I don't- I did hear something about Giannis. He did wanted to go to Boston, but he wanted an extension, and Boston didn't want to give it to him. So I don't know what's up with Boston. I don't know if they all of a sudden they're being cheap. I don't know. I don't know if it's an ego thing. I don't know, man. I mean, yeah, I don't know. Then they go out and they trade JB, and yeah, that was just, I don't know. Boston the last few weeks, I guess, last week, 2 weeks, they've been, I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. They're not making the right moves.
Yeah, if I was Giannis, I would have preferred going to Boston, just because that really made more sense. What you gave up, if I'm Miami, I'm trying to figure out also their thought process. Like, if Giannis is coming to win a title, you can't do without a team. And then I've also already heard that, like, his brothers are not part of the plan. Like, Miami, like, something I know about Pat Riley, he didn't let LeBron get away with any of that, which is why LeBron left Miami as well, because LeBron wanted his own private planes, and he wanted his friends and family, and Pat Riley was like no to any of that. So I'm also wondering if that marriage is gonna last, because Giannis is big on family. Like, in Milwaukee, he had both brothers on the team. So I'm curious to see if that situation works out long term. How do you feel about that? Do you think Miami has every right to, like, deny him, like, his family members,
Yeah,
or?
I mean, yeah, like, I mean, athletes need to understand one thing, that when you play for a team, that's your employer. You know what I mean? You play for that team, you play for that organization. Now, if you're a superstar like Giannis is, I feel like to an extent you can I don't want to say demand, but I say ask for certain privileges, because if you help generate a lot of money to the city and to the organization, I feel like you have the right to ask and say, can I get this, or can I get this for my family? You know what I mean? If I'm an owner of a sports team, I would definitely hear out an athlete, because at the end of the day, I do want to make sure that all my athletes, or every athlete that's playing for my team is comfortable, their families are comfortable. But at the same time, sometimes you can't ask for too much, because like, come on now, like, yeah, like, you're helping us bring money, ticket sales is going up, jersey sales going up, but at the end of the day, your priority should be is winning, and making sure that you lead the team to the promised land.
No, yeah, absolutely, bro. Absolutely. I agree. I think, is it nepotism in a way? Like, just because, like, they're like handed these opportunities, like those opportunities could go to, like, other more deserving players, or I wouldn't say it's not because they didn't earn it, but I do think it creates a lot of, like, in terms of chemistry, right? Like, teammates might feel some type of way, like,
Yeah, I feel like too. Obviously, we don't know if this is true, but Soto and Lindor's, allegedly that's one of the issues because Soto got all these nice things and gotten all these nice privileges. You know what I mean? And that's probably has caused some friction between them two. And that's probably one of the reasons why Soto didn't sign with the Yankees because one of the things that we heard was that Soto wanted a suite, um, included in the contract, and the Yankees was like, no, like, Aaron Judge has a suite and he had to pay for it. Derek Jeter has a suite and he had to pay for it too. And those two guys they mean a lot to the Yankee organization. So you're obviously he wasn't gonna just get one for free because that would definitely cause certain friction because it's like I'm the guy on this team and I'm paying for the suite and he's not. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I say that you know yeah, you can ask for things, but you can't go past, like, you can't go overboard. Just keep asking for stuff and I want this, I want that. It's just you can't do that.
No, yeah. I mean, let's transition there then, and let's switch to baseball. I actually, I know I said I wasn't keeping up with much stuff this week when it comes to like Mets or just like baseball in general, but I did see that Steve Cohen actually finally admitted that there was some tension, like the reports that were coming out that they weren't getting along, Lindor and Soto, was true. Do you think it was a good move for him to state the obvious, or do you think that's something that should be kept in the clubhouse?
I'm glad that he showed transparency, but didn't say. I'm also glad that he didn't say what it was because I
Mm-hmm.
don't think is anybody's business. I think that's something that should be kept in the clubhouse. But I mean, there was no hiding it. I mean, there's no hiding it. Everybody saw it from the beginning. Everybody saw that these two guys don't like each other. I still think they don't like each other. I mean, I think that.
He did say that the situation is like not an issue anymore. That this season, that's what was
Yeah,
transparent.
let me tell
Because
you let me
I
tell
don't believe
let me tell you something, bro.
him.
Let me tell you something. I've had issues with coworkers before, right?
Right.
Issues with them, and even after we resolve our issues, I still don't like them.
Shout out to those coworkers for watching the pod right now.
I still don't like them. I keep my distance. I talk to them when it's necessary to talk to them. Work related stuff. I feel like that's the relationship between Soto and Lindor right now. If Steve Cohen is saying that they getting along right now, they're getting along for work reasons. Until I see those two going to a restaurant either in downtown or in Dykeman, having mofongo together and having some drinks together and having the time of their lives together, I don't believe that they get along. I'm sorry. I'm not buying it.
And I quote, I still don't like them.
I don't.
No, I
I'm not
agree
buying
too. I think as you said, I've had also differences with like people in the work environment. I know breaking news, right? Because I'm such a lovable guy, so that's on them. But I um
it. Me
I
too.
I think like once there's like beef there, like you may be able to mend it for a bit, but I think the issues will still be there. I don't think that.
You won't view them the same way.
Yeah, I think when you're especially in a sport like baseball, like communication is key, and you want to be in the trenches with folks that believe like that you guys got a shot or just believe in the team, and I just don't think those guys believe that. I was also hearing that they've been trading injuries, like fake injuries, like so Soto's there, Lindor's injured. Lindor comes back, Soto's injured. So I like I said, I think the drama has to end. You have to
And
trade.
this is recent. This is
Yeah,
recent.
very recent. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I think you do have to like if he admitted it, I think it's also his job to fix it. Like to if you establish that there was a situation going on, I think that's more on them too. They should have done something before the season even started. To me, that it was kind of, it was a, like you said, I like that he was transparent, but I also think it was a bad look for him because he's acknowledging that these problems existed and you carried them into this season. You know, like that. That to me let me know, okay, like that makes sense why this season is going the way it is. And yeah, man. There's another thing that I also did notice, like during this week with Otani. Actually, I don't know if you caught it. Otani was pitching this week, and he got like incredibly mad at his own teammate and started calling his own pitches. Do you think that was right of him to do that to his teammate, or do you think he was kind of out of bounds for that?
That catcher, his name is Dalton. I forgot.
Yeah, I forgot his name.
Dalton. I know that's his first name, Dalton. I they've had a lot of issues with him. So I'm not surprised that Otani is even got mad with him. First of all, a guy like Otani, you need to trust that he knows what he's doing.
Right.
You need to leave him alone. And I saw the clip. One of the issues that I saw was the catcher was didn't want to challenge the strike. It was a ball. It was originally called ball. Otani, he wanted a challenge. The catcher was like, "Nah, that was a ball. That wasn't a strike." But obviously, the umpire saw that Otani tapped his head to challenge the call, and when they showed the replay, it was a strike.
Yeah.
So Otani knew that it was a strike. So that was the issue between them two. And yeah, like if you have a great pitcher, you have to trust that they know what they're doing. Believe it or not, there's a lot of pitchers that call their own game. They don't depend on the catcher. That guy Dalton, he's not a guy that I would trust to call games. Will Smith, yes, I'll trust Will Smith to call games, but him, no, I wouldn't trust him to call games. If he ever catches for Otani again, don't let Otani call the games. You can't.
Yeah, it's rare to see Otani get upset. Honestly, I don't like he does. He always is passionate when it comes to the game of baseball. That's something I love about him. But in terms of like that, I never seen him get like that. Like
No,
he was visibly frustrated, and I understand why he would do that. And I think in baseball, that's something that normally happens anyway. You see pitchers and catchers like have these like miscommunications.
like
So
we saw last year with Valdez, Framber
from
Valdez.
the Astros, right?
Yeah, when he was with the Astros last year, like his catcher, I believe, was trying to call the game, and he threw a whole different pitch, and then Trent Grisham came, and I think he hit a grand slam off of him, and then the next batter that he faced, he crossed his catcher, and then he want to play it off like, no, I didn't do it, I didn't cross my catcher. We all know you did, but that was your fault for not listening to your catcher. There's certain situations, right? I know baseball. I know baseball a lot more than basketball. There's certain situations in baseball where the pitcher has to let the catcher call the game. Because there's certain pitchers that, yes, their pitches are nasty. Their location, everything is perfect. But when it comes to pitching, it sometimes is about when to throw certain pitches, because the hitter knows what to expect. They know what you throw, and they know when to expect it. The catchers are one of the most are some of the smartest people in the game of baseball. And if the catcher is smart and his IQ in baseball is high, let him call the games. But obviously, with this situation with Otani, he's not a guy that could call games. You got to let Otani do that.
No, yeah, I absolutely agree, bro. I'm trying to see if there's any other things that I saw this week with baseball. Is there any things you saw that caught your attention?
I mean, obviously, I'm not happy with my Yankees. We've lost like 7 in a row. Uh, I mean, I'm not surprised because this happens every year. We call it a June swoon. Um, I actually call it a summer swoon because it's not only in June. It is June, July, and part of August that the Yankees be doing this, and they've been doing this for the past few years. Yeah, this it has to change. Like we can't be going through this every single year in the summer. Like, first of all, we was hearing that that some of the guys don't like playing in the cold. Is uncomfortable and this and that. Now the summer comes, it's nice outside. Like now you guys forgot how to play baseball. And on top of that, it's like, bro, like you started the month of June playing great baseball without Judge, without Stan, without Grisham, without Max Fried, without a lot of guys, without half the team basically. And then all of a sudden you forget how to play baseball. You lose seven in a row. You're three and a half games out of first place. Like, and this is the same story every year. And you know, I feel like if we continue to be in the Aaron Boone, Brian Cashman era, you know, the June swoon, the summer swoon is gonna continue every year. I'd rather the Yankees start the season bad in April and May and then pick it up in June and go on from there. I understand too, it's 162 games, there's a lot of games, there's a lot of baseball. Players get fatigued, you know what I mean? But bro, like we cannot do this every year, especially when we got our best player out for how we don't even know how long because they haven't even done re-imaging on Aaron Judge. We don't even know when he's coming. We don't even know if he's coming back this year.
Damn. Well, that was gonna be my follow up question. Was going to be, do you think they can, stay alive till like Aaron Judge comes back?
Yeah,
Because I was looking at the standings, and if first of all, if Chicago White Sox are number two in the standings, that lets you know what the American League is, bro. That is nasty work, bro. I had to like blink. I had to like. I thought it was MLB on Facts. That was like I was on their page. I was like, there's no way. This is actually MLB.com. The White Sox are in second place. So I kind of think, whoever's on the other side on the National League, that's the World Series winner probably. But do you think, because I really do think the injuries make the difference for the Yankees. If everyone's healthy, this is their like pennant to win on that side. How are you feeling? Do you think they can manage?
if they get out of this soon and start playing great baseball until these guys get back, then I feel like the pennant can still be for them. But if they keep playing this pathetic baseball that they're playing, because I'm gonna call it out like it is, this pathetic baseball. Um, yeah, like then you might as well miss the playoffs. Like you might as well miss the playoffs. No, I'm being for real. Like you might as well miss the playoffs for what? So you can go to the playoffs and embarrass yourself. Like I always say this. I always say this. Like it's that I could some. This is the thing. I'm not one of these delusional fans. When you see a certain product of baseball being played, you're just like, this is not a World Series team. When you see the Dodgers, that's a World Series team. And the Dodgers last year, they didn't have a rotation for the most of the season. Even going into the playoffs, they didn't have a rotation. And look what happened. Even though they went to Game 7 in the World Series, they still won.
Right.
That's a team that they know how to play baseball, even despite of the injuries. And that is without Otani barely pitching last year.
They had,
So,
they had Kike Hernandez pitching.
and I think he had like a 1 ERA.
they
Plays a lot.
they gotta get your man Volpe to pitch.
Yeah, we gotta be blown out by 15, 20 runs to put that man in pitch. But it's like, bro, like trade deadline's coming. Make some moves, upgrade the bullpen.
Who are some guys that you want to see on the Yankees? Is there anybody that's like, I think this guy
I
will?
know, I know. I've been hearing the guy from Minnesota, the catcher.
Okay.
I've been here. I forgot his name. I've been hearing a lot. He's actually good. He actually hits for average, and that's what we need. We don't need a power hitter. We just need someone that hits for average. Um, Definitely, we definitely need some bullpen arms. I honestly, I don't
Do
even
you
know.
think do you think they get desperate though, and instead of waiting for Schoolboy to be a free agent, do you think they're just like, let's just do it now?
I think that if they was to get Scooble, they will get him because they'll be like, we rather we get him than another team gets him because
Okay.
everybody knows that the Dodgers is gonna be the team to if the Yankees are not first in line, the Dodgers is gonna be first in line. And if the Dodgers happen to get Scooble, then you might as well hand over the World Series trophy to them
Because I heard that the Mets are actually in the sweepstakes as well.
for
That
Scooble.
that Andy, I mean Andy, that Cohen, Steve Cohen, is willing to pay.
We know that he's willing to pay. Is this? Do you think Scooble want to go somewhere where the team?
True, but he's been playing in Detroit,
Yeah, but they
so
were that's the team he started his career with. That's the
for
thing.
sure.
So and then the last two seasons they've made it to the playoffs. Now this year has been obviously been disappointing. Um and obviously they're willing to trade him now because he's gonna walk. I highly doubted that he'll go back to Detroit next season. His agent is Scott Boras. You know, once you hear that name in baseball, then you already know that's a lot of money on the table. So, you know, the Detroit wants a return. They want a hefty return.
For sure.
Scooble is one of the best pitchers in the game right now. So if you trade Scooble, that's you're gonna get at least 4 or 5 prospects back for him.
Well, he has to. If I'm Detroit, you have to deal him though, because you don't want to lose him for nothing. So he is gonna go somewhere. Do you think he is gonna go somewhere, or you think Detroit's like, we'll just
He's gonna go somewhere. He's gonna go somewhere. He's not going back to Detroit. He's not
yeah.
coming back. He's just I don't see it. And then um if he does get traded, I think he's gonna get traded to a contender. Is either the Dodgers, the Yankees, somewhere where where he has a chance of winning. You know what I mean? So we're gonna see. And obviously it's also gonna be the team that's gonna be willing to let go of their best prospects. I don't think the Yankees are willing to let go of their best prospects because we gotta be realistic. Like one, the Yankees they love to hog their prospects. They don't like to get rid of them. And two, there's some guys in the Yankee system that are that I'm personally looking forward to, like George Lombard. I don't want to give him up. I don't want to give him up. We got Volpe. Volpe hasn't been to our expectations. George Lombard, we don't know if he's gonna turn out better than Volpe or worse. But I'd rather take my chances. You know what I mean? I'd rather take my chances with George Lombard and he's only 20, 21 years old and he's already in AAA. So that means he's closer to MLB. You know what I mean? I'm willing to trade anybody else. I'm willing to trade, Spencer Jones. I'm willing to trade some of the relievers that we got in our system. But yeah, George Lombard would be the one guy I would not trade. But like I said, I don't know if the Yankees is gonna pull the trigger on Scooble.
Yeah, I would go all in because I think that the Oakland A's are coming. I think they're a year away or so, but I really love the Oakland A's. I've been saying that since the season started. Since I think I even said it last year. I love that Nick Kurtz kid. Like he's really good. They got a really nice young team. So if I'm the Yankees, I'm trying to capitalize on this window. Um, I had a question. I just can't believe I like forgot the question. I had a question while you were talking, and now I completely lost my train of thought. Um, but damn it, I'm trying to remember what I was gonna say. It, damn, I can't remember, bro.
Is it a baseball question?
It was a baseball question. Oh my god, I can't believe I just lost my train of thought. Um, no, but yeah, like I said, I think New York Yankees like have to make a move. Oh, I remember now. Mike Trout. I'm trying to think why not go get a Mike Trout? Like I'm trying to think of like big trades that the Yankees have done over the years, like where they made that blockbuster trade or acquired like a big superstar. I'm just wondering, like, what do you think about having a guy like Mike Trout? Is he too washed up now? I think he started off the season really good. I'm not sure if he's injured now or
He's
what.
not injured, but he's batting like 230 right now.
Okay, do you? I think that's a guy that can play in New York, in my opinion.
I think he could. I've always wanted to see him play in Philly because he's from South Jersey.
Okay,
So I'm assuming he grew up a Philly fan. But Mike Trout in New York, man, that'd be nice. That
or
would be.
even like a Bryce Harper.
But I mean, I don't know if Philly would move Bryce Harper. I don't know if Mike Trout would be very difficult to move because there's a lot of money still involved with Mike Trout, and then you got this whole MLB and Players Association negotiation going on. So if a lot of those new rules come into place for next season, then the Dodgers, for example, are going to be in trouble. The Yankees are going to be in trouble. The Mets are going to be in trouble. They got to like slice half of their payroll. If not, they're going to get hefty fines, hefty penalties, and so on and so forth. So it's like, Mike Trout has a 300 million, I think it's 300, $400 million contract. So it's like, it's going to be very hard contracts like that is going to be very hard to move. Guys like Scuba who are still like, in their rookie deals and stuff like that, those are going to be easier to get rid of, be easier to move. But yeah, my guys like Mike Trout and Bryce Harper, guys like that with contracts like that, I don't think they're getting moved. It's very hard.
Okay, yeah, I was just curious what you thought about that. There's one more thing that I actually just remembered was the Mets went to play. The Mets played Toronto this week, and Bo Bichette went back to Toronto. And I don't know if you watched some of the clips, but that to me looked like a man that did not want to leave Toronto. That looked like a man that wished they had offered him like the money he asked for, and he would have stayed. And so I feel like that's probably one of the reasons why he's not like really, doing really good this year. I still think his heart is in Toronto. I don't know if you saw the same thing or you feel the same way.
Yeah, so I saw the his press conference before the first game. I wish athletes understood one thing. I'm not saying don't get your money. Go get your money. If you played good and you perform well, go get your money. Like, you deserve it. No one's saying you don't deserve it. But sometimes, like, if you're happy somewhere, why are you gonna leave? Like, a lot of people ask themselves too with Mike Trout, for example. They say, like, why did Mike Trout sign that extension? Why did he sign that 12, 13-year contract with the Angels? Maybe because he's happy there. Maybe he loves being there. Maybe he loves Anaheim. I've been to Anaheim. Anaheim is very beautiful. That stadium, beautiful. Like, I've been there. I've been to the dugout and everything. Very beautiful stadium. He's made a home out of it. So sometimes, athletes gotta start thinking that way. Like, okay, like, am I gonna be comfortable here? I'm gonna be able to, start my family here. You know what I'm saying? Like, regardless of the matter, Boba Shett's making what, $42 million a year here in New York. Maybe in Toronto, if they would have offered him a decent contract, it probably would have been maybe 20 something, maybe, high 20s. You know what I mean? But bro, you're still making money. Like, you're still making millions of dollars. You're not making $3 million a year. You're making 20 something $1 million a year. And I don't know how much after taxes, but you're still making a lot of money and you're happy. You know what I'm saying? So those are things that I feel like baseball players, just athletes in general, need to start thinking. Like, you know what I mean? If you're happy somewhere and, you might not get the money that you want, but if you're comfortable there, stay there. You know what I mean? Just stay there.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's also like a big debate itself, though. Like, as a fan of a franchise or just like as a competitor, I'm more thinking like he's comfortable with losing. Like he's comfortable with being on missing the
But
play.
he was. I feel like that. Let me tell you this. Now that I think about it,
Hmm.
Toronto's not doing good this year. What if they had Boba Fett this year? I think they would have been a little better.
Yeah, but I'm also talking about Mike Trout. The point you're making about him
Hmm.
being happy and signing that extension,
Yeah.
as a competitor, like as a fan
Oh
of
yeah, yeah.
baseball, I'm like, damn. But like, I get you're happy, but we're missing out on like potential postseason Mike Trout.
That's also the front office fault because they have failed him to build a team around him.
But
Even though
yeah,
in the beginning they've attempted to, in the beginning of his career they attempted to, but I feel like after a while they just gave up on that. Like for example, when when Mike Trout came up, I don't know if you remember they signed Josh Hamilton. They signed Albert Pujols, but by that time, Albert Pujols he was already out of on his way out of his prime. Josh Hamilton had personal issues. I think they had signed. I forgot. I know they signed a couple of guys over the years. Justin Upton, different guys, but it didn't work out. It just didn't work out. But
they
just
had
because
Otani at some point,
Oh yes, I forgot they had Otani at one point, and just because it didn't work out, it doesn't mean that you don't try. You don't keep trying, and I feel like I would say the past 5, 6, 7 years they've given up, and it's crazy that you had the two best players in the world at one point, and you couldn't build a team around him. You couldn't build a team around Otani and Trout. I did say before though that I would have loved to see Mike Trout in Philly. I think a combination of Trout and Bryce Harper, two guys that came up together. Yeah, I think that would I think that would rock Philly, man. To be honest.
I disagree, bro. I'd prefer Trout and Aaron Judge, bro. That's like Batman and Superman on the same team, bro. Like I I don't know, like I said, this is a big debate because as players you get criticized for not having a chip, but then you're also like criticized for not being loyal to a team. So if you leave a team to go ring chase, you're a bad guy. But if you commit to a team and you have losing seasons and you don't deliver, it still kind of falls on you. But if I'm Trout, I feel like I'm at a point now where I'm just like, I have my money. Like, yes, I'm happy, but do you want to ring, yes or no? Like if he's comfortable with his career and he's like, I I'm comfortable like this, then you stay. But I feel as a competitor, like if your goal is not to win
He's gonna stay. He's not going anywhere. He's gonna. I think he's gonna retire there. But I would, to be honest, I would prefer Bryce Harper over Mike Trout
on the
to
Yankees.
to play with Aaron Judge.
Yeah, I always thought Bryce Harper would be a Yankee. He seemed like he would have been perfect.
He wanted to be a Yankee, but Brian Cashman was being Brian Cashman.
Yeah,
It didn't
that's
happen.
unfortunate. But
And
he
it's the same
does
thing with
good.
Manny Machado.
He does fit Philly though as well. That's something about
That's
him.
the city, man. He holding it down in Philly.
Yeah,
That's
he's
his
a
city.
dog. Yeah, he's a
That's
dog.
his city. That's not that. There's no other city that no that's his. That city is his. It's not Carl Schwartzberg. It's not Trey Turner. No, that's his city. That's his team.
Absolutely. But okay, bro. I think we that's all the time we have for today, everybody. I think I this was a great discussion. I think we tackled a lot of topics, and if you guys got any topics that you want us to cover, like feel free to let us know in the comment section or on any post that we on Instagram, YouTube, anywhere you find us. Drop some comments. Let us know what you want us to talk about. We're more than happy to talk about it. It doesn't even have to be sports related. If you need some advice, or if you're going through something, or if you just want to talk, just holla at us. We're here. We always gonna be here consistently, weekly, dropping episodes, talking sports, having a good time. Just two New Yorkers trying to make something happen. Some important announcements. Got anything coming up, bro?
Well, it's already Friday, July 3rd.
Okay.
No, the anniversary hats dropping today at 4 p.m. Propositoapparel.com. They're dropping today. Also, just to go back to the top 5 villains, and I want you guys to help me. I actually want you guys to help me. I have a list. I don't know if I'll do all time or current. I think I'll do all time because I think current would, yeah, I think I'm gonna do all time. So since I'm gonna do all time, um give me some suggestions. Like obviously it has to be Yankees and Knicks. Um so help me out with that. Just help me out with that, and I might make a video of it, and I'll let you guys decide. Like, give me suggestions, like who's a villain here in New York that we really really don't like. And when it comes to Knicks and Yankees, so yeah, help me out with that. I really need help with that.
All right, all right. I'm looking forward to this list. I mean, hopefully I make the list. But nah, I'm excited for the anniversary. For the anniversary we had dropping tomorrow. As you guys know, we dropped also a really cool anniversary video. Go make sure you check that out. Make sure to support it. I'm working on a video myself for the Proposito hat. If you
Yeah.
guys been following my like video chronicles where been promoting song like stuff with that Barry White song. Stay tuned for that. I'm working on I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, bro.
Yeah,
But
I think I know where you going with it. Yeah,
yeah, when I open the fridge and the
yeah, yeah,
yeah, like I'm working on something with that. I'm trying. I'm in the lab. But yeah, definitely support is free. Support everything that we got going on. I myself have been doing the soccer streams. We have another one coming up this Sunday for England versus Mexico. Super nervous about that one. But join us for that stream. And then just like I got card contact, acting videos, just anything you could think of. I've been just dropping on TikTok and Instagram. So make sure you follow those pages. Anything else you want to let the people know, bro?
Nah, man. Just help me out with my picks. That's all. I just want to make sure I give you good content. That's it. But I will do a video though. I'm gonna do a video. Maybe not today, but I'll definitely do a video before the next episode. So you guys can help me out because I really, really would like. This is gonna be an interesting conversation, and then I guess I'll explain why I picked each athlete.
Awesome. Well, we look forward to that. I appreciate everyone that joined the YouTube stream. We had a really good turnout today. Actually, I was noticing that about 10 to 12 people were showing up consistently.
Okay.
If you're on Instagram right now on the IG live, thank you for also popping up as well. It was a lot of folks. I'll probably rotate it between my IG page and TikTok as well because I have a lot of followers over there, and I'm sure they also want to get a little bit of a glimpse of what we got going on here. But thank you to everyone, like I said, for just like showing up. Like even if you don't comment, just you watching us for like 5 to 10 seconds is more than enough to us. And be safe out there. Tomorrow's gonna be like 1,000 degrees, so
Yeah, I'm going.
stay.
I'm going to the pool.
Yeah, I'm gonna be indoors. I'm just gonna be chilling, have the AC turned up. But be safe out there, everybody. And yeah, thank you for joining us today. It was a surprise podcast. We're ending at 1 a.m. That's how committed we are. But yeah, I'm proud of us. I hope everyone enjoys their night, and we'll see y'all next time.
All right, y'all have a blessed night. Thank y'all for tuning in. For the time, you already know. We out.
Okay, done.